Hi all. Now we are going to discuss about the characteristics of Java, or otherwise we can say the Java buzzwords and versions of Java, how your simple program or any Java program can be executed. Steps to execute the Java program we will discuss. Now I'll share the PPT screen. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about the characteristics of Java. What are the characteristics of Java or Java buzzwords in Java programming languages? First, Java is simple. Java is object oriented. Java is distributed. Java is interrupted. Java is robust. Java is secure. Java is architecture neutral. Java is portable. Java is performance. Java's performance. Java is multi-threaded and Java is dynamic. Okay. Totally, we are going to discuss about this 11 buzzwords. First, I will tell what is Java, how Java is say that it is simple. So this characteristics of Java or Java buzzword is one of the important theory questions for your exam. Okay, why Java is simple means, for example, if the programmer is an experience in C++, if the programmer is having an experience in C++ or he is an experienced C++ programmer, moving to Java programming language will require very little effort, because already I told you Java inherits the C++ syntax and many of the object oriented features of C++. It inherits C++ syntax and many of the object-oriented concepts of C++. So, those who doesn't have an idea about C++, I can't say that they can't understand Java completely, but it is a little bit difficult to learn Java, but they can learn Java on their own interest. Okay. Second one is object oriented. Already I told Java inherited the object oriented concepts from C++. Okay, so because Java was not designed to be source compatible with any other language, this was clean, usable, programmatic approach to objects. So here in Java, everything is considered as an object. Okay, next, uh, robust. For next one is distributed. Okay, if the word distributed is already I told you, when you're going to discuss with your JDBC servlet and your JSP, we can understand that Java language was mainly developed for internet application. It is mainly developed for internet application, and also Java is designed for the distributed environment of the internet, because it handles TCP/IP protocols. TCP/IP protocols, mainly it is used in network connections. Okay. Uh, Next one, Java supports remote method invocation. If you see, if you are a Java developer, definitely they are. What is RMI? Remote method invocation. This feature enable a program to invoke methods across the network. By using RMI only, we can enable a program to invoke method across a network. Okay. This is that's why it is called distributed. Next one, it is interpreted. Interpreted means based on this Java programs, we can say that it is we can interpret that network communications. Next one, Java is robust. Java is robust. If you see, why it is called robust? Because already we have discussed that why we are in need of Java, whether because already C++ is available. Uh, Compared to C++, Java will do automatic uh, D memory allocation. For example, memory management is taken care by Java very well. How this memory management problems can be taken care by Java very well means, for example, deallocation of memory is taken care by JVM. Later we will study in our basic Java language when we are discussing constructors. In C++, if you have a construct, if you are creating a constructor, you should have a destructors. Okay, so in Java, you can use constructor, but no need to use destructor. That means if you are creating an object, automatically this object will be deleted by JVM. That process is called as garbage collection, which is one of the important features of Java. That means in C++, if you create an object using constructor, you are, as a programmer, this is your responsibility to delete that object, to make a free space, free memory space for other objects by using destructors. But in Java, destructor concept is not at all there. You can use constructor to create an object. If the object has been created, anyway you are using some other program, number of things. So the JVM will check that objects. If it will find that which object is no longer used, that object it will identify and it will destroy itself. The JVM will destroy that object. So that this process is called garbage collection. So based on this garbage collection process, this memory management problem has been handled by this Java very well, so that it is called robust. Another one, secure. So Java is more secure. Okay, how, in which way Java is, excuse me, more secure means, normally the normal program which has been downloaded by an user may contain the virus, or it may have some Trojan horse or other harmful code. But in order for Java to enable applets, applets means a small program, okay, applet to be downloaded and executed on the client computer safely. So that through this way, Java achieved this protection by convincing an applet to the Java execution environment, and also it doesn't allow its access to other parts of the computer. Through this way, we can say this Java is secure. Next one, Java is architecture neutral. Okay, what is this name? This architectural neutral means, already I told you Java is called as independent language. Once you write a code in Java, it can be executed in any machine which is having different operating system, because each and every system is having its own JVM, but JVM is differ from one operating system to other operating system, but same code can be written and executed in same code which is written can be executed in any operating system. So because of operating systems upgrades, processor upgrades, and changes in core system resources, we can combine all to make program malfunction. So Java designers found, because of this malfunction can happen, but we told Java is secured. So that Java designers found the solution through Java language and JVM by write once, run anywhere. So WORA, ORA, we can say simply write once, run anywhere. This is the basic concept behind Java. So that it is called, it is architecture neutral. Next one is Java is portable. Okay, because portability, where coming to the picture means, portability is a major aspect of the internet. Portability is the major aspect of the internet, because there are many different types of computers and operating systems connected to it. Many different types of computers and operating system connected to internet means we have known already. So if a Java program were to be run on virtually any computer connected to the internet, it has to need some way to enable that the program to execute in different systems. But with the help of this applet, same applet must be able to downloaded or executed by the wide variety of CPUs. Because of that, we can say that Java is portable. So same name you can use in that different computers. Next, Java's performance, if you see, uh, execution time wise, it is slower than C++. Execution time wise, but performance, if you see, it enables the creation of cross-platform program by Java bytecode. Already I had told about bytecode. Okay, if you are writing a Java code, immediately the Java compiler will convert the Java program, that means .java extension, to bytecode. This bytecode is executed by JVM and you can see the output. Okay, so this code can be executed on any system that implements the Java virtual machine. Okay, speed wise Java is lesser than C++, but next one is Java is multi-threaded. Later in the third module, we are going to study about multi-threading, threading concept. Multi-threading means what? Already you people are familiar with the word multitasking. So what is multi-threading means? Mainly Java was designed to meet the real world requirements of creating interactive networked program. To accomplish these interactive networked programs, Java supports multi-threaded programming. That means allows to write programs that do many things simultaneously. The keyword simultaneously is very important. Allows to write the program that do many things simultaneously. On top, Java's multi-threading allows programmer to think about specific behavior of the program, not the multitasking system, specific behavior of the program, so that Java is multi-threaded. Last one, Java is dynamic. So Java program carry with the substantial amounts of runtime type information. That information is used to verify and resolve access to objects at runtime. So I'll tell you, runtime polymorphism, especially in Java, runtime polymorphism can be done. That is called method overriding. Through overriding, runtime polymorphism can be achieved. Okay, because of this, make this Java possible uh, to dynamically link to code in a safe and expedient manner, so that Java is dynamic. Okay, especially in this Java's magic is this bytecode. Okay, when we are going to write a program, the program will be converted into bytecode, not directly machine code. This bytecode will be executed by JVM. So this you don't forget, so that JVM, Java Virtual Machine, read this bytecode and convert into machine independent instructions. Okay, this is about characteristics of Java. Next one, JDK versions. Already in the first video I told you number of versions are there. The latest version I told you Java 8 or 1.8. So I told you, even though that Java started from 1991, it was named Oak only. The name was renamed, that Oak was renamed into Java in 1995. So the version is 1.02. Later in JDK 1.1, 1996. In 1996, it revised and the version is called 1.1. From 1. From 98 onwards, we can say Java 2. Java 2 like that we can say. It is not representing 2. That Java 2 SDK versus 1.1. It is called as Java JDK 1.2. It is 98, 1.3 2000, in 1.4 in 2002. Now we can say like Java 2, we can say Java 1.8 or Java 8. So these are the standard edition. These three, as a Java developer, a Java user, you should know. There are three standard editions. One is J2SE. J2SE means it can be used to develop client-side standalone applications or applets. Already I told you. If you are familiar with core Java, you can able to develop only standalone application. If you are thorough with uh, advanced Java, J2EE I told you, that means advanced Java servlets, JSP, JDBC concepts, then only you can able to develop an application, Java web application. So first one is SE, standard edition. J2 is common for all the editions. Enterprise edition, J2EE. Already I told you it can be used to develop server side applications, just servlet and JSP, Java Server Pages. Micro Edition ME. It can be used to develop applications for mobile devices such as cell phones. Mobile app, if you want to develop, you are in need of J2ME. These are IDE tools. For forthcoming videos, we are going to discuss this IDE tool, especially we are going to discuss Eclipse. These are the tools which is used to execute a Java program. So a simple Java application, the first class itself I told you, I'll show you how this welcome program will be compiled first, and then we will see how it will be executed. Already I told you this is a flowchart which is used to represent our creation and compilation of the Java program. This is a simple Java program I have given. So any Java program, that skeleton is the same. Whenever you are creating a Java program, you have to write a file name with .java extension. When you are going to compile this program, javac file name .java you should give. When you are going to execute, Java space file name is enough. Okay. So now I have created this, my source code I have written. Okay. Now I am passing my source code. So I will write javac, my file name is file.java. If I execute, sorry, if I give this command, this is for compilation command. So it will this source code. Then this source code will be given for compilation. Who will do the javac compile? Java compiler will do. So javac welcome.java. Next, if it is any error, it will be sent to this code, this line, this error is there, you know that. If no error is there, first it will be converted into bytecode by this compiler. Compiler will stop this work here. It will just convert into bytecode. So if your file name is Java means file name is file means file dot class file will be executed. Class file will be generated. Bytecode. Once this bytecode is generated, JVM will execute this bytecode. JVM will execute this bytecode. So class name is welcome. So dot class. Okay. Java welcome. Then it will be executed and result is what? Welcome to Java will be printed. Okay. If any runtime error or incorrect result will be there, again that control will be given to the source code screen. Okay, this is the how we can create and compile. Again I am telling, mainly compilation itself, it has two. One is it will not convert your Java file or Java code into machine code. Intermediate bytecode is there. The Java compiler just it convert into bytecode and it stops its process. Immediately once it has been converted into bytecode, it is a dot class file. Once this dot class file has been created, that bytecode has been created, JVM will take care of the other process. So immediately JVM will execute this bytecode and the result, it will be converted into machine code and result will be shown on any machine, any operating system. That is the beauty of the Java programming. You see here, Java class name, I told you bytecode. So interpreter on Windows, interpreter on Linux, or interpreter on Sun Solaris. Java C welcome.java. This is my file name I have given welcome. So next once you have executed, next automatically the cursor will come here, Java welcome. If you see output, you can see. Compiling and running of a program again. C colon example welcome.java. That welcome.java will be converted into welcome.class. Then welcome.class will be given to Java execution. So these are the some of the anatomy of a Java program. Comments, as usual, how you will give in C, C++, either more than one command line. If you want to give, you can use slash or star and end with a star slash. Single command line means you can go with double slash. Next, packages we will discuss elaborately. Reserved words, for example, class is a keyword or reserved word, you can't use as a variable name. Next, modifiers, access, public, private, protective statements, whatever the statement you are written, it has to be ended with a semicolon. Blocks will be used for loops. Classes, so you can create n number of class, but only one class should contain your main method. Methods, built-in methods and user-defined methods are the main method. Each and every Java program has only one main method which is present in any of the classes. So whatever I told, the same, double slash star star reserved word, class is a reserved word, you cannot use as a variable. Modifier, public, private, static, abstract, protector, these are the modifiers. Statement, system.out.println and welcome to Java, this is a statement, there itself it will be entered. Okay, a pair of braces in the platform, for example, this is a block, within the curly braces whatever you are writing, that is a block. This is a first, this two completely is a class block. Inside this main method, if you are writing, that is method block. Class is the essential Java construct. A class means it is a template or blueprint for object. Okay, to program in Java, you must understand how you should create classes. Methods means so anything, system.out.println off, open bracket, close bracket, if you give, that is called methods. Already you are familiar with the functions. Whatever we have discussed in function concept, here it is calling as a methods. Main method, public, static, void, main of, this is the main method syntax. You should not change this. Each and every letter should be taken care, because Java is case sensitive. So this is how in this video we have discussed that how you can write a program, how the program will be compiled and it can be executed in any machine. Why Java is called platform independent. So platform independent, this is the main reason why they have developed Java, even though all the features what we have in C++. Again, I'm telling C++, using C++, you can develop a program or application for standalone system, but by using Java, but again I'm telling, not only core Java, by using advanced Java with core Java concept, we can develop an application, web application, mobile application, which mainly used for internet purpose. Okay, so I'll end up this video here. Thank you so much.